Hey everybody, it's Scott here from Asperia Fitness Center with Corporate Fitness Works, and you're tuned in today for Mobility and More, and we're focusing on our anterior chain once again. So we're going to hit a lot of our front muscle groups along the front of our body. So that's our anterior delt, our chest, our abs, our quads, and a little bit of everything in between. Hip flexors included in there as well. So we're going to start, we'll discuss briefly what we need for class. We'll go through our dynamic warm-up, and then we'll start doing some of our mobility and exercises, and then we're going to go ahead and get a quick cool down in there. So we'll do some rep-based rounds after we get through our little bit of stretching, kind of an extended warm-up with some mobility mixed in there. But all you need today for class is a mat. We'll be on mat today. I have one set of dumbbells, light to medium resistance, and I also have a yoga block and a foam roller with me here. You can probably get by with one or the other. I like the block. We're going to use one for our bridging, and then the foam roller may come in handy at the end, but you can get by with a block if you just have one or the other. So grab what you got. You can also use just any kind of like a smaller sports ball, like a volleyball or something might work for you. And we can, of course, get a pillow, a little bit more firm pillow maybe will help as well. So I also have a sweat towel and a water bottle with me today. So make sure that you've got that so we can stay hydrated, and in case you work up a sweat, you want to have that sweat towel to wipe off any sweat that we're working out. So that's all we need for class. We're going to go ahead and just take it away. We're going to start with our warm-up and get into some dynamic movements for our warm-up session there, just getting loose and getting some mobility in these muscle groups, and then we're going to go through our rep-based rounds, and then we'll finish off with a nice static cool down. So we're going to start our dynamic warm-up today, getting some mobility in our quads with heel pulls, and we're going to do 20 of those. So what we're just going to do is pulling our heel right up to our butt, making sure we feel a good pull. Try and get your heel all the way up to your glute, or as close as you can to get it there. And we're going to do 20 total, so we're just spending 1 or 2 seconds getting a good pull on each leg. We're alternating our count, so that's number 4, and we're just going to work our way down these reps. So we may be feeling a nice tightness in our quads or the front of our legs there. That's one of our first anterior chain movements here that we're working on for that muscle group here. So if you feel a pull, that's okay. Hopefully that gets a little bit easier to do, get your heel closer throughout these reps. So we're going to say that's number 12. We're going to keep on moving down the line here, getting all the way to 20. 2 more on each side. Let's do 1 more set on each for good measure. We'll make sure that's at least 20. Good. So we're feeling a little bit of stretching and looseness here in the front of our legs and our quads, that big strong muscle group in the front of our body. So we're going to move on, just get some arm circles here. So this will work for our chest and shoulders, and a little bit for our mid, back, and spine. So we're going to start our circles small, and we're going to do palms down toward the ground, and we're going to bring our circles forward. We're going to get to about 15. So every 5 or so, think about growing those circles a little bit until we get into some nice big swings. So we're going to start with the little muscles first and get into those bigger swings. So we got 5 more, so let's get those nice big circles here. And there's 15 coming forward. We had our palms down for those. So now we're going to turn palms up to the sky. Thumbs are pointing backwards behind you. Open up that chest nice and wide. Get those big squeeze in our shoulder blades here. Then we're going to do our same thing here. So we're starting small circles going backwards. Every 5 circles or so, we're growing a little bit. Until we get to our last 5, we're doing nice, big, open circles. So we're starting to feel our shoulders loosen up. Chest is opening up a little bit as well. So we stretch those palms up to the sky, squeezing those shoulder blades back. We feel that nice pull on our chest there. So we're going to go straight to a wall or anything you can hold on to. Maybe the back of a chair might help you here for some support. And we're going to do some leg swings, and that's just going to help start opening up our hip flexors, our adductors along our inner thigh, and just getting some muscles warmed up here. So you're going to face the wall. Palms are going to be up on the wall or whatever you've got, maybe the back of a chair or a countertop or something, and we're going to swing our leg across the front of our body like that. So I'm going to turn away from the camera here, but we just want to swing across our body, then we open out wide, and then we'll feel that nice stretch along the inner thigh and our groin there, and we'll stretch our hip flexors a bit with that as well. So we're going to face the wall, swing the leg across our body. We're going to do 8 swings on each leg. So try and kick that foot out nice and wide, open up our hip, feel that stretch. I'm going to turn around and we're going to knock out those 8 reps on each leg. So we're going to swing across our body and open up to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we should have felt a nice stretch on the inside of the thigh of that leg that we're swinging across our body. So we got to do 8 reps on the other side. Nice big open swings. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 8. Nicely done. So we're starting to feel our inner thigh warm up and loosen up a little bit. We're going to keep working on that as we get down onto our mat here. So we're going to go for one more first before we hit the mat, and we're going to do just a trunk twist here. So you can put our arms out in front of you here, palms are together, get a nice open base with our feet, and we're just going to drive that back shoulder, twisting our torso. And we're going to get 12 on each side total, so we're going to count these double reps. So that was 2, here's 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep driving that back shoulder blade. 2 more. 11 and 12. Good. So we got 12 trunk twists each direction. We're going to keep on moving down the line for that dynamic warm up here that we're doing. A little bit of extension, a little bit more mobility than our classic quick 2 or 3 minute warm up. So we're going to keep on going. We're just going to do 10 lunges here. Reverse lunge, stepping right back in until we're getting a little bit of action started going in our leg here. Just continuing to warm up our hips, quads, lower body, everything down here below the waist. So we're just going to step back here. We're going to alternate to 12. Here's number 6, so we're halfway. 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. So we're starting to feel a little bit of action in those lower limbs. If we haven't already, we're starting to get loose, right? So we're going to go ahead from there, and we're going to take it right down onto our mat and do a few more mobility movements for our lower body and hips mostly here. And then we're going to start taking it away with a little bit of our rep-based rounds, getting some strength building in this mobility that we've just unlocked here during these movements. So the next one here is called a hip car, and we're in our tabletop position for this. And what we're going to do for this one here, we're going to do 5 full cycles on each leg before we switch. So one cycle is going to be kicking our heels straight up like a glute kick, and then we open up that hip, and then we swing our knee around back to our starting point, and then we open up to the side and come in that way. So that's one full cycle. So what that looks like from the front here or a different angle, knee comes back like a kickback, then we open up that to the side, scoop the knee back under you, and then open up to the side and come back to our original position like so. So we're going to do 5 of those on each side. We're going to start with the right leg. We'll hit 5 full cycles, and then we'll go ahead and turn around and do our other side here. So we're in our classic tabletop position here. Go ahead and engage your core right now just to start getting a little bit of core activity. And we're going to do 5 full cycles. So here we go. Number 1, kicking back, opening up that hip, and then we open back up the reverse direction and start into our original position. So there's 1 cycle. We got to do 5 total. Three, all the way back. Here's starting number 4. We're keeping our core active for a little support here. And we got one more full cycle, all the way up and out, come back around under you, and reverse the process, driving that knee straight forward to finish. So that was our first set of 5 cycles. We're gonna go ahead and flip it on over for our second set on the other leg. So we're just switching directions so I can have my active leg in front for the camera for you guys here. We're gonna do the same thing, 5 of those full cycles, all the way down and back, or around and back, excuse me. So we kick straight back up, open that knee up to the side, and scoop underneath you, and then reverse the process. So we gotta do 5 full cycles. Here we go. Let's get ready to move it here. Starting to feel like those hips are opening up and getting some stretching in our adductors and hip flexors there. So there's one cycle. Three. Here's number 4. Reverse it. And number 5. And kick it backward. Good. So there's our full 5 cycles through. Feeling like we're getting some nice movement and looseness in our hips and hip flexors there. So feel free to pause the video and do another cycle of those if we felt extra tight, or if we feel like we want to just spend a little bit of extra attention on those hips and our hip mobility. You can repeat another block of 5 or add some more cycles onto each side before you continue and join up with us here. We're going to go ahead and keep it moving down the line here for our next exercise, and we're going to do a dynamic adductor stretch. So kind of still focusing on the inner thigh and our hips a little bit there. So this one we're going to stay in table position. And I'm going to face the camera for this one so you can see as I kick my leg out to the side. So we're extending our leg all the way out to the side here. We want to be sure to keep our toe pointed straight forward rather than opening up our hip like so. So this will get our stretch a little bit wrong here. So we want to keep that toe down, toes pointed forward, keeping that foot down so that we can make sure we're stretching on the inner thigh there. So from here, we're in our tabletop position with that one foot kicked out. Toe is pointing forward, and from here, we're going to sit back onto our heel for about 5 seconds total, and then we're going to come back off of it, and we're going to do 5 of those on each side. So we're going to go ahead and sit back. So we sit back, we feel a nice deep stretch on the inner thigh there. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we come back forward. We're going to do 5 reps of that. So we're sinking back. We should be able to get a little deeper every time, right, as we loosen up here. 3, 2, 1, and come forward. Here's rep number 3. Sinking back, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 2 more, just like that. Easing back onto that heel, feeling some stretching and movement in our inner thigh. Hopefully we're loosening up there. 2, 1, and come forward. Here we go. Last one, sink back onto it. Feel that stretch. 5, 4, keep that toe pointed forward. 2, 1, and lean back forward. Nicely done. So now we're really starting to feel that stretch on the inner thigh there. Loosening up here. We're going to go ahead and do that same thing. So we're just shifting to the other end of our mat here, and we're going to kick that other foot out. So from here, we are in our table position, and we're ensuring that that toe stays pointed forward rather than opening that toe up to the sky to get a different stretch here. We're keeping the toe forward, planted here. We got 5 sets, 5-second reps. Here we go. Pulled in 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And we're going to go ahead and sink back onto it here. Nice and slow. 5, 4, 3. Feeling that stretch. And come on back up. We got 3 more. We want to make sure we're not bouncing on it here. We are keeping a little bit of dynamic movement, but we don't want to be bouncing and slamming back onto that heel. 3, 2, 1. So we're feeling that stretch. We lean forward. 2 more. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lean forward. Last one here. Come all the way forward. Blow all your air out. Sink back onto that heel. We're holding 3, 2, 1, and lean forward. All right, nicely done. That's our adductor muscle group on the inside there. We call that a rock back, or just an adductor stretch. Dynamic adductor stretch is what that is. So we should be feeling nice and loose on the inner thigh now after that. So once again, feel free to take a few more reps of that each side. If we can deepen that stretch as we move along, that's okay. You want to keep on taking that time to stretch it out. So take a few extra minutes if you want to get a little looser in the adductors there, and rejoin us whenever you're ready. So we're going to go ahead and take one more of our stretches here. We're going to bring in our dumbbell here. One more dynamic hip flexor stretch. kind of targeting the same idea. We're going to get a little inner thigh and some of our hip flexor here. So for this one, I have a weight with me, and we're going to hold the weight there, just like this, in our palm of our hands by our waist. So this is just going to help kind of ensure that we keep our chest nice and upright here, so we don't want the weight to lean forward and touch the ground as we do this. So as you can see, I'm in a half kneeling position here. So one knee is up. We're going to actually open that hip up a little bit, so now my knee's kind of out at an angle here, and this is going to help us sink onto that stretch, and we'll feel a nice stretch on our inner thigh and groin as we do that. So what we do is hold the weight here, so we don't want the weight to touch the ground, so that just keeps us, the weight is not important, just hold on to anything you want. That's just a reminder to keep your chest nice and tall to avoid getting down towards the ground with the weight there. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 5 reps on each leg, nice and slow. So we sink over onto that, having our knee kind of track with our toe, sinking toward that high knee, and we feel a nice stretch all in our groin and hips there. So we're going to do the same thing. So we lean into it, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we should feel a really nice stretch on our down knee. You might get a stretch on the other side as well, but really intense stretch on the side of our low knee there. So sinking into rep number 2. Sinking as far as we can go, comfortably stretching, keeping that tall chest. 1, and back up. We got to do 3 more. Here we go. Here's number 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. Nicely done. 2 more. Sinking into it, feeling that stretch on the inner thigh and groin. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1 more on that leg before we switch here. So we're sinking into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to the top. Good. So let's switch our half kneeling position now. So we're on the mat. Take a break if you need it. For the knees, fold your mat over again, so make sure we're comfortable at the knee there. So we're in our half kneeling position, and then we're opening up that hip a little bit out to the side so that we make sure we can track that foot out to that angle. I'm at about maybe a little bit more than 45 degrees. So if we're straight here, 90 is right out there. We're kind of in the middle, a little bit closer to all the way open. So find what's comfortable for you. We're going to do the same thing. So we've got that weight here, reminding us to stay tall rather than leaning forward there. So we keep that stretch on our hip flexor here. So we're staying tall, holding that weight, and we're going to sink over here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to the starting point. Good. So there's number 1 of 5 here. So we sink down into it nice and slow. Remember, we don't want to bounce on it, so don't be doing that. Just sink into it until we feel a good stretch. 3, 2, 1, and back to the top. So we got to get 3 more. Here we go. Sinking down into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 left. So we should be getting that nice deep stretch now for these last 2. We're getting loose, right? So we can feel like we can lean into it a little bit more, deep in that stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1, and last one. So we can really take a big breath in, exhale as we are sinking down into that. Nice deep stretch on the hips here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to the top. Nicely done. So that is our hip opener with a little bit of weight to help us cue our chest up and really get that deep stretch in the hip flexors and adductor group there. So nicely done. We're going to go ahead and take it away and start with our rep rounds here. So we got 3 rep rounds we're going to work through here. So we'll start with 16 reps. We're going to drop down to 12 and then 10 for our last round. We've got some static holds at the end of there too to help build some strength in these groups that we've been working on here. And those rounds will drop as well. We'll do 60, 45, and then 30 seconds for those holds. So we're going to need a quick sip of water here. And then we're going to go ahead and start with our first one. And this is for our lower body, and we're focusing again on our inner thigh a little bit. So we're going to change. We're going to do some bridging, but we're going to change it. So we're going to bring our block into here first and foremost. So again, if you don't have a block, try and get a pillow or something else relatively similar size, a volleyball or something, if you got anything laying around that will work. And we're going to squeeze this between our knees, and what that's going to do is help cue our adductor muscles. So we typically like to see that nice extension, opening up of our knees when we're squatting or bridging, but we're going to focus on the inner thigh today, so we want to squeeze something together. So we're just going to put that block right between our knees like so, and we're going to do our bridges just like that. So as we bridge up, we got to squeeze, and then you're going to feel that muscle contraction right on the inner thigh and the groin there especially, along with, of course, all of our other great muscle groups that we're strengthening with the bridge. So make sure to tuck that belly button in, get our core nice and set here. So our first one here, we got 16 reps of our bridging, and we're squeezing the block here to make sure we keep the focus on our inner thigh to target that adductor group today. So find a comfortable spot with the block. We're gonna go ahead and take it away. We've got 16 total reps here. So big squeeze, we're squeezing that block in between our legs, and we gotta get 16. There's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to adjust our block just a little bit. Make sure you got a good squeeze on there. 8. Keep squeezing. Keep the tension high on the block. 9, 10, 11, 12. Almost there. 13, 14. 2 more. Big squeeze. 15. Might feel like we're fatiguing a little bit on the inner thigh. We're working hard to squeeze that block. There's 16. Good. So we got some good action in that adductor group that we just started mobilizing a little bit. So there's our first one. We're going to go ahead and go to our next one. We're going to start targeting our core a little bit. So we're moving up. We're staying flat on our back. So we're going to do a classic sit up here. You can hold onto your block. You can hold a dumbbell as well. We're going to do a resisted sit up. So that's with the weight. Again, you can do this without any weight or however you'd like. Just hold onto your block or a smaller object that you've got that maybe if your dumbbell is not the right size here. So from here, we're just in a classic sit-up position here with arms up to hold that weight. Legs are straight out in front of you, and we're just sitting up and driving that weight straight up to the sky. And that's going to help work on our chest, our shoulders, and especially our core. So we got to get 16 reps of that as well. And of course, if we're doing body weight, we can just do a classic, just like so, just no resistance, trying to keep our core. We can anchor our feet underneath something if we need a little assistance, but we're trying to keep the action on our core. And of course, we're holding our weight up here for a little extra as well. We got to get 16 reps. Feel free to split them in half if you need to. Get to 8 and take a break. You can always try to shoot for 10 and finish out the second half if you need to. We're coming up on halfway. There's number 8. So take a break if you need it. Split these in half. Do your best and come right back to it. Finish strong. There's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and last one, 16. So good. We are feeling like our core is starting to work now. We're going to keep it moving down the line. For our next exercise, we're going to stay right on our mat. So we get to stay on the mat today for a while, and we're going to go ahead and go for a squeeze press next. So this will be in our classic floor press position, and we're going to squeeze the dumbbells together, and that's going to get us some extra activation in our chest and pecs. So we just lay flat on our back, just like we were in that bridging position we were in before. Feet are nice and flat on the ground here. So we hold the dumbbells like so. Palms are facing each other, and we want to squeeze those dumbbells together, and then that helps keep our chest with high activation. And we're going to just move through that range of motion that we've got today for our 16 reps. So we're going to take it away with our floor press here. So we've got those dumbbells here. My palms are facing each other, so I can squeeze those dumbbells together. We want to keep high tension on the dumbbells as best we can, and we're moving through our 16 reps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Come on, finish strong. 14, we're feeling the tension on our chest. 2 more. 15 and 16. Good job. Nice work. We can feel that tension build in our chest when we squeeze those dumbbells together, right? So we keep that tension high as we move through that range of motion. So we're getting some dynamic training there as we keep some time under tension on our pectoral muscles, as well as moving through that full range of motion that we've got with those muscles contracted. So that's our squeeze press. We're going to come back to that for our second round. We're going to keep it moving down the line, and we're going to go for a front squat next here. So if you have a bar of any kind, you could load your front squat nicely here across the shoulders. Otherwise, we can do a goblet style, anything that we can hold our weight on up front. Of course, a body weight squat is just fine here as well. We're just going to get 16 reps in here. So just like a classic squat, now we want to make sure those knees are going out to the side rather than caving in. We did our focus with the block on the bridges, but we're going to do just a classic front squat here. Front squat to load our quads a little bit more than our glutes here as we have our weight shifted forward. So we're going to go ahead and take our 16 reps. There's halfway, let's keep it going. All right, there's our 16 front squat reps. We're back to our mat here, and we're gonna keep the tension going back and forth. We're going back to our chest. This is really for chest, shoulders, and core. So we're gonna hit some deltoids, chest, and our core here. So we're doing tall plank with our shoulder taps. So we're gonna do 16 reps on each side. So we're gonna double our count to get to 32 total reps if we're alternating the count, or we'll just count one side as we go and get us to 16 here. So we are gonna get down on that tall plank position. So elbows are locked, we're on our palms here. Make sure we get up on our toes and we have a nice wide base with our feet. So the closer your feet are, the harder it will be. So make sure your feet are about shoulder width apart to give yourself a nice wide base. And we're gonna do 16 taps on each side, or 32 alternating taps to get to our rep goal here. So we're gonna go ahead and lock into that nice tall plank position here and take it away. So we gotta count 1, 2, 3, 4. If we're alternating, we're at 4. If we're counting one side, we'll count to 2. So we're gonna keep the alternating count going to that double count of 32. So here's number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, halfway, 20, 24. Keep that core tight. 28. Last two, 31 and 32. Nicely done. Great job. So we felt our chest and shoulders work really hard there, and we started to get our abs fired up as well in that tall plank position. So we're going to keep it going. We got 2 more rep based, and then we're going to go into our static exercises, and then we're going to start rounds 2 and 3. So those are tiered down, so we'll lose a little reps, make it easier on ourselves as we fatigue a bit. We're going to keep it moving. So our last 2 are leg lifts, and then we're going to get our dumbbells back for our upper body here. So just a classic leg lift here to 16 reps. Both legs at the same time. Hands under our glutes for some support here. And this will help as we keep our legs as straight as we can. A soft bend at your knee is fine if we need to modify. And we're just going to pull legs straight up to our torso as best we can. So this one's working abs, rectus femoris is part of our quad group, as well as our hip flexors here. So 16 reps, keeping our legs as straight as we can, and returning those heels close to the floor as we can get them. If you have to tap and rest them, that's okay. Try and keep those heels just barely floated for a little extra time under tension. 3, 4, 5. Got to get to 16. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, last one, and 16. There we go. We felt like we were working really hard on the quads, core, and hip flexors there, right? So we're coming up to our feet for our last one, a dumbbell cross raise, and this is going to work on our chest and anterior delt. We're alternating, so palms are gonna face away from your body, and we're coming up across our body, just like so. And we're gonna alternate our count for this as well, or you can count one hand as one rep and just stick with one side. So we gotta get to 32 if we're gonna double the reps, just like on those plank taps. So we're gonna start, we'll count one side this time through. Stick with us if you can, take a break if you need to. We gotta get 16 on each arm. So here's number 1, 2, 2. Make sure we're coming all the way across our body so we get that extra chest activation. Diagonal motion, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. 6. We're getting those chest and shoulders working. 7, 8. Halfway there. Take a break if you need it. Let's keep it going. 9. This is the hardest round at the start. 10. We're going to drop those reps. 11. Almost there. 12. 13. 14. Finish strong. 2 more on each arm. 15. And 16. Good. Nicely done on those. So we're done with our rep-based group there. We're moving right along. We got 2 static rounds. We're going to do a wall sit to keep some time under tension really high on our quads, and just a classic plank to follow that up to keep tension on our chest, quads again, and our core. So we're going to start our 60-second timer for this round. So this is the long rounds, 60 seconds for each one. Then we drop to 45 and 30 as those reps go down for our round as well. So find a nice spot on your wall. Hopefully you've got somewhere close that you can use to lean up against. And we're going to start our 60-second wall sit countdown. We're ready to go here. Find your wall. Hopefully you found your spot. We're going to start our timer here. 60 seconds for the wall sit. So we're going to sink down, try to get those thighs parallel to the ground. We're going to get ready to go to sink in 3, 2, 1, and here we are. We're in that wall sit position here. So we got 60 seconds on the clock. We're going to start feeling it in our quads, right? We're working really hard. Lots of time under tension for the quads on this one here. So take a break and reset if you need to. We're already 1/4 of the way in. Easy money here. 20 seconds, 1/3 of the way. We're going to start feeling like it's working hard in the quads. They're going to start burning. We might start shaking, but we're not going to give up. We're over halfway. That's just past our halfway mark. 60 seconds. This is going to be the longest, hardest round. It'll get easier from here. We're almost there. 20 seconds to go. Keep holding. We're feeling it burning. Quads are burning. 15 seconds. Almost there. Finishing strong. Here we go. Final 10 seconds on the clock. Keep holding. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Finish it out. 2, 1, and relax. Nicely done. 60 seconds on our wall sit. So those quads are feeling like they're working hard, burning today. So we're going straight into our plank. 1 60-second classic elbow plank. So let's keep our forearms parallel. We do thumbs up to the sky. That'll help keep our shoulders in a nice neutral position. And we're going to, of course, have that nice strong base again with our feet at about shoulder width. And we're going to squeeze our core, keeping those quads tight, keeping everything nice and strong and engaged to keep ourselves supported. It's not just a core exercise, right? So we want to have lots of tension in our body to maintain a nice rigid plank. We've got 60 seconds on the clock. Classic plank, elbows and toes. We can come up onto your palms into a tall plank again if you need to. Other than that, we're going to take it away. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're locked into our classic plank here. We should have our strong toes, nice base at shoulder width here. Thumbs are up to the sky, keeping our core active. We also want to squeeze our quads here to maintain that nice rigid line from our shoulders all the way down to our heels and toes. We're 20 seconds in. We're doing a great job squeezing away. Keep that belly button tucked in. Core is active. Coming up on halfway right there. We're going strong. If you need to reset, you can do it. Come up into tall plank if we're starting to fatigue. Keep holding strong. Try not to quit on the round if you can. We got 20 seconds to go. We're still squeezing. Great job. Keep holding. 15 seconds. Almost there. Keep fighting. We're in our last 10 seconds. Keep squeezing. Activate that core. Squeeze those quads. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Come on, don't give up. And relax. Nicely done. 1 minute hold. Round is over. So we're going to go ahead and start our round of 12 and round of 10. So these next 2 rounds will fly by a little faster, so feel free to modify anything if you need to. Grab a drink, wipe your sweat off. If you're working up a little bit of a sweat like me through that first round, then we're going to take it through back to the adductor bridge. So we've got that pillow or our yoga block or anything we can squeeze. We're down to 12 reps of everything today, or for this round, excuse me, back down to 12. So here we go. We're back on our bridge position. We'll go right there from the bridge to our sit-ups and our squeeze press. So we're staying right here on the mat, and we're going to keep it going. We're doing great so far. 2 more rounds through. These are our quicker rounds, so let's get them hammered out and get moving here. So we're squeezing that block for tension on our inner thigh in that adductor bridge. We got 12 reps, so here we go. 1, 2. We're going to pick up the pace here now that we know what we're doing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, so we're staying right where we are. We just got to trade out that block for our dumbbell here if we're going to do our resisted sit-ups. Otherwise, we can do a classic sit-up or a crunch. We got to get to 12 reps, however you do them. Lock your feet under the couch or something if you want some support and help for our sit-ups. Otherwise, we're taking it away. Loose feet, 12 reps. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's keep it going. 8, 9, 10, 11. Last one. Going strong. And there's 12. Great job. We're going straight back to the mat into our squeeze press or our dumbbell floor press. So we're getting our other dumbbell back here. And we're ready to go. Right back in our floor press position. Feet are flat. We're squeezing those dumbbells together as hard as we can. Make sure you got those shoulder blades set and squeezed. Big squeeze for our chest, and we got 12 reps up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Keeping the tension high on our chest. Nicely done. We're going to go to our front squat. 12 quick reps where we come back down for our taps and lifts. We're going to fly through this round and get our round of 12 going. Finishing up strong today. We got 12 reps of our front squat. Nice wide base. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, halfway, 7, come on, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good, we're going back to our plank taps on our mat. So we gotta get to 24 since we're counting both sides, right? We gotta count a rep on each side. So 24, plank tap, nice strong base with our feet up on our elbows, or up on our palms, elbows are locked out. Nice, strong, tall plank here. We got to get 24 total. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that belly button tucked. 9, 10. Try not to let your torso move, right? We've got to keep a nice, strong midsection so we're not rotating. 16, 17, 18. Almost there. Finishing strong. 21, 22, 23, and 24. Great job. On the tall plank, taps. We're going to our leg lifts and our cross raise, and we start our static round again. So let's keep it going. 12 leg lifts, and then we'll finish out our last round nice and quick. Here we go. 1, 2, straight legs are best as possible. 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, let's go. 8, 9, 10, 11, and last one, 12. Great job. Up on our feet, we've got our dumbbell cross raise next, and we got to get to 12 reps on that too. Let's waste no time. We're going to count one side only, right? So here we go. Number 1, make sure we're going all the way across our body. 2, to get that extra chest activation. 3, 4, 5, 6, almost there. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nicely done. We're tossing these dumbbells to the side. We've got our static hold round, so we're back to our wall sit, and we're going to go ahead and go drop down to 45 seconds now for our wall sit and our plank. So we're going to take it right away, find that spot on your wall, sink down, try and get those thighs parallel to the ground. We got 45 seconds. Our 1 minute round was a breeze, right? So we're going to take it right away. 45 seconds is nothing. Sinking down in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. We're in that wall sit. Nice, strong position, squeezing those quads, trying to get our thighs as parallel to the ground as we can. Make sure we keep the tension high on those quads. We feel our legs working hard. We're already 15 seconds in, 1/3 of the way. We're going to get a little more tired more quickly, right? We're getting through our second rounds. We're fatiguing a little bit. We're already over halfway. You guys are doing great. Coming up here, we got 15 seconds left on the clock, so don't quit. Keep it going. Only 10 seconds now. Under 10, under 10. Keep it holding. We're feeling like we're starting to vibrate. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Nicely done. The tension is high on our quads. We're feeling it. We're working hard. We got to go ahead and keep it moving. We're going straight to our plank. Elbow plank. 45 seconds on the clock. Keep those thumbs up to the sky. Forearms are neutral. And we're going to hold on. Make sure you've got a nice strong base with your lower body as well. We got 45 seconds on the clock for our plank. Do your best. Come into tall plank if you need to finish it out. We're going to take it away and finish our last round of 10. Nice and quick. Here we go. No time to waste. Plank in 2, 1, and off we go. We're planking. Core is tucked in nice and tight. We got our quads squeezed active, keeping that rigid line from our shoulders to our heels. Thumbs are up to the sky, so we're staying in a strong neutral position at our shoulders here. And we're holding on. We're just about halfway right there. Keep squeezing our core. Keep that nice strong line from head to toe. We got about 15 seconds right now to keep holding. We're almost there. Do your best here. 10, 9, 8. Keep squeezing, keep holding on. Almost there. Less than 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Great job. That's the end of round 2. We're going to take a very quick break, wipe off our sweat here, and we're going to go right into our final round of 10. And we're going to finish strong here with this last group. So we're ready to go. Right back to the top. So get this block for you here. We're going to squeeze those adductors one more time. We only got 10 reps of each, so let's fly through this final round and get our cool down. So we're placing that block right between our knees. Big squeeze from our hips, feeling that inner thigh work hard. We got 10 reps. Here we go. 1, keep squeezing. High tension on the block. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, let's keep it right, moving along. Toss the block out, exchange that block for our dumbbell here for our weighted sit-ups. Classic sit-up or crunch is fine if we need that. We got 10 reps, let's take it away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, finish it strong, and 10. Good, nicely done. We're gonna go right down the line. We gotta get our squeeze press. So grab that other dumbbell, keep the tension high, squeeze those dumbbells together as hard as we can. Push those palms together, smash those dumbbells as best you can. We got 10 reps, here we go. Full range of motion, high chest tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. We got our chest. We're starting to fatigue. We can feel it, right? So we got to stand up with our dumbbell for our front squat. Just 10 quick ones. We're finishing out the back half of our rep round. 10 each. Here we go. Front squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, let's go. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Flying down the line, we got our plank taps, 20 total taps if we're alternating our count. Otherwise, you can get to 10 on that single arm. We're ready to go. Nice wide base with our feet. Strong form on our upper body here. We got to get to 20. 1, 2. Come on, let's go. Last two, 19 and 20. We're keeping it moving. Just 10 leg lifts quick, and we got 10 of our dumbbell cross raise to finish it out before our final round of static holds. 30 seconds, and each one and we'll get a cool down. So let's get our 10 leg lifts. We'll hop right back up with those dumbbells and take it away. Hands under our glutes here. Nice straight legs. 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we're up on our feet. One more quick round of our dumbbell cross raise, getting to 10 on each arm, and then a quick 30-second hold before our cool down. Here we go. We're wasting no time. Big cross all the way across your body. Get that chest activated. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. 5, 6, 7. Almost there. 8, 9. Last one. Come on. And 10. Done. Nice work. You know what that means. We've done with our rep rounds. We got one more 30-second hold at each position. Feeling the burn on our quads and our core. One last time. 30 seconds. Get to your spot. This is going to be a quick round. 60 and 45 were easy. 30 seconds is a breeze. Down in 3, 2, 1, and clock is ticking. We are holding our 30-second wall sit. Drop those thighs as close to parallel to the ground as you can get them. We're holding tight. We're gonna get fatigued quicker, but that's okay. We got a shorter round. We're doing great. That's halfway already. Halfway through the round. Even less now. 10 seconds, finish strong, keep holding. 8, 7, 6, don't quit, hold on to it. 4, 3, 2, and relax. Nicely done. One more quick 30-second plank before our cool down. So let's take it to the ground on our mat. Solid base, forearms are parallel. Lock that belly button in, squeezing our quads, full body tightness, nice rigid line from head to toe. Clock starts in 2, 1, and our last plank is off, 30 seconds to go here. Staying nice and strong. Up on those toes, squeezing our quads. Everything's nice and tight. Final 15 seconds is on the clock. Here we go, keep holding. We got 10 seconds to go. Almost there. Keep holding on, keep holding on. 6, 5, 4, finish strong. 2, 1, and relax. Nicely done. All right. Great job on those rep rounds and our static holds. We're going to come up, get a quick cool down here before we call it a day. So we're going to go into just a static heel pull. So we'll repeat some of our exercises from the beginning. Those were dynamic, rep-based kind of things, 20 reps. So now we're going to go for some static holds to stretch and relax. So we're going to do 30 seconds on each one of these here. So we've got a heel pull, pulling your heel back to our glute here. So we're feeling a nice stretch along our quad and the front of our hip there. You can also kick your foot back up on the couch, armrest or something, and then you can lean back and that can help get a deeper stretch here on this. Otherwise, pulling up to your heel is as best we can do. We've got a nice deep stretch here. We're going to hold for about 5 seconds more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Big squeeze, and we're going to relax. Go ahead and switch legs to our other side. One more nice 30-second pull before we take it to the mat. So there's our 30-second start. Clock's ticking. Pulling that heel all the way up to our glute. We should get nice and far up there, right? We have a nice loose. We did our dynamic warm-up. We warmed up the muscle, so lots of range of motion in our muscle body now after that class. Halfway there, still got a big pull on the heel. Feeling that stretch on the front of our quads and our hip there. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Nice job. So that's our heel pulls right there. We're going to go ahead and go down into our mat. And we're going to do a 30-second Cobra stretch. This is familiar for most folks, so you'll feel a nice deep stretch in our core here. So we kick our toes under. We're going to squeeze our glutes to come forward here. Take a big breath in and we look up toward the sky. Feel a nice stretch across our abdominal cavity right there. So we're ready to go in 2, 1, and here we are leaning forward. Take a big breath in, expanding that stomach cavity, forcing our abs out so we feel that nice deep stretch on our abdominals here. Take another breath in if you need to. Make sure we're squeezing those glutes so we get that nice stretch on our abs here. 10 seconds to go. Keep it stretching. 6, 5, 4, 3, almost there. Keep squeezing and relax. So we'll come right back into table position from right there. We're going to modify a child pose and kind of a frog pose together. So this is going to help us stretch our inner thigh again. So we're going to go ahead and open up our hips like so, and then we can lean back onto those heels, or we're going to be inside of our heels actually, so we have a nice stretch on our inner thigh there now. Sinking back onto that for 30 seconds, and if we want to extend your arms out a little bit, we can feel like we're getting a little stretch on our chest and shoulders and upper body here. Exhale our air out. We're sinking back onto those heels as best we can. Nice deep stretch on our inner thigh here. Our modified frog child pose here. Less than 10 seconds. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we can work our hands back up and raise up back off of those heels. That's our deep frog stretch there. We're going to go ahead and take one more for the inner thigh. Our static stretch now from this position, our adductor, toe is pointing forward, and we're just going to sink back onto that heel now, and we're just going to hold here for our 30. Halfway there, so blow all your air out, sink back onto that, reset it if you need to. We've got a nice deep stretch on our inner thigh there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to switch legs, so shift that other leg out from underneath you, back onto your other heel, Toe is pointed forward to maintain that stretch right where we want it on our inner thigh. Holding for our final 30. We've got one more. We're going to utilize that block or your roller or a pillow or anything a little bit more firm we can lay back onto to elevate our shoulders a little bit here. We got 5 seconds to go. Keep squeezing. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we can raise back up off that. So last one here for our chest and shoulders. We did our squeeze presses and everything else. So we're going to get a foam roller or your block, whatever you've got. We're going to run that right down the center of our back right there, just to elevate our shoulders off the ground here, our shoulders and our torso off the ground. So get into that comfortable position here. So we're elevated. This allows us to sink our elbows down a little bit below so we feel a nice stretch along our chest. We're just going to do 10 nice slow angels here, just like we're making a snow angel. Just getting some relaxation and mobility in our chest and pecs here. So 10 full arcs up and down. Here's number 3. We're going to get to 10. 4. All the way up. Nice big arcs. 5. 6. 7. Down and back up. 8. 9, and last one more time, all the way down and back up. 10, and back to the top. Nicely done. We can go ahead and come off that foam roller or block, whatever we've got. We've completed our cool down. Thanks for being with me here today, guys. That was our mobility and more with some more focus on our anterior chain. So that's our front muscle groups here. So anterior delt, our chest, our abs, our quads, and that includes our inner thigh a little bit there, our adductors. So that was your mobility and more. I hope you guys liked it. As always, give me a thumbs up, drop us a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about today's class. I hope you guys feel great. Tune in for some more classes with us. We hope to see you back here at the fitness center soon. Until then, I am Scott with Corporate Fitness Works at Asperia Fitness Center, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.